be bribed as far as the weights are concerned, if that ever comes into the rule book. Meanwhile, we're about to get underway here, the Virgin Mobile Cup. And that's a great start from just about everybody. It's in the middle of the third row. I'm trying to, I think it might have been Matthew Whitman or Tom Grant. They got it slightly wrong from the third row, but into turn one. 78, John Boyle. Oh, big off there.
David Anthony, and that's Tommy Bridewell as well.
Anthony and Bridewell, and they're not picking them up because they're broke. So two big, heavy, of course, being road bikes, you can't appreciate just how heavy they are. Whoa, that was a big old trip over there, wasn't it?
Yeah,
straight in the back of Tommy Bridewell.
Tommy Bridewell turning in, just turned in. It was no one's fault really, racing into the one bike flicking another, and down they went.
I'd like to see that again before I make a comment on that. It's given John Boyle a bit of a break at the front, not that he'll know what's gone on behind. Billy McConnell there in the thick of the action, back in what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th place at the moment.
John Boyle flying in practice, so as Michael rightly said, he's a light guy, and these guys, even if they get in the slipstream up the long straights, they might struggle to get past them.
John Boyle, what, just 19 years old still, through Coram down towards Russell's for the first time. I have that horrible feeling that Russell's...
It's always going to be carnage in this race.
Particularly here, it's very, very difficult indeed. It's the only major left-hand corner. I suppose you can consider the one off the end of the straight that might be considered to be major.
I'm really pleased that track temperature's up today, because these guys, as we say, no tyre warms, 2 warm-up laps, and the left side of the tyre will definitely take a while to get up to temperature, but good to see, certainly in the first lap, all guys safely around through the left turns.
I think it's going to get very, very slippery towards the end of the race, though, when these tyres actually get too hot and wear out, and they are. Here's Sears Corner. Great opportunity to just see the slipstreaming manoeuvres down the Revit straight here from this camera position.
Yeah, there's Billy pulling into the slipstream of...
Adam Jenkinson, is it? Or James Rose?
James Rose, yeah. And there he's looking at the outside.
Well, he's going to have to do a bit of a braking manoeuvre if he's going to come down. He does it.
That's a great pass in there.
Indeed, and he manages to pull it down for the second part of the S's as well. So made the move, Billy McConnell. He's not shy, is he?
He's not, and he's a really smooth rider as well, Billy, so this is going to be a good race, I think.
Lap 2 only of 15. We're at the end of lap 2 virtually. This is Coram Curve. 18, 17 and 13 all fell at Riches. Let's have a look and see who that is. It's Tommy Bridewell, of course. Ian Lowry was in amongst that, and he's one of our front runners in the championship. So Ian Lowry down with David Anthony. I didn't see Ian Lowry go off, but apparently he has, according to the monitor.
Well, Bill McConnell there in 3rd position. He knows Brendan's a threat to the championship.
Well,
he's actually trying to track him down in Knockhill when he fell off coming out of the chicane.
Ian Lowry falling off there has really opened it right up for Billy McConnell. Billy McConnell has the most points. Ian Lowry 2nd, Brendan Roberts 3rd. So Ian Lowry is letting the Aussies get away with it at the moment as far as the championship is concerned.
See, now Brendan's closed right up, but I think you saw there that there was just the drive out. It's just John Boy's got such an advantage over him.
It's just punches out there. Is that 2nd gear coming out the back straight there?
Yeah, 2nd gear coming out of there and all the way to 6th and almost to the rev limiter, so it's all of the engine. So Brendan's riding the wheels off that to keep just in John Boy's wheel tracks.
Well, he put in the fastest lap of the race on the last lap, so Brendan Roberts really is on the case. And John Boy Lee, if he thinks he's going to get away with this by being light, he's got another thing coming, I feel. And it might be here. Ooh. Wow, forced it in. Russell chicane. Through goes Brendan Roberts.
Nice pass. It's always a bit of a fine line outbreaking anyone in there and making it, because it does tighten up that right-hander going in there, but he did a good job there.
Well, I think he messed him up in the middle of the chicane as well, which gave Brendan Roberts the impetus all the way up the hill. If you're heavy, the last thing you want is an uphill to grunt away. It would have been John Boy, if he'd got this right on the way out, he could have repassed Brendan Roberts by the end of the front straight.
I would imagine you have to keep your momentum going through there. I would think that is that 2nd gear so coming through. You really have to keep the revs up.
It's 2nd gear, but it's one of those situations. You're way down in the revs, and you're not really where you want to be. But being standard road bikes, you really have to concentrate on the drive out. A little slip up, and you quite right. You lose so much drive.
Would you get into slipping the clutch coming out that corner onto the start-finish straight?
You would do, but they're a bit fragile on the bike.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that too many laps.
Tommy Bridewell had to have a clutch in his bike for today because he's been slipping the clutch.
Jump start right through penalties there for number 6, 12 and 82.
Leon Hunt, Alex Camia, younger brother of Leon Camia, and Ben Castleton. They've all got a ride-through penalty.
Oh no, he's going to be busy in pit lane then.
It's all right, we got to Russell chicane and the only accident we had was Neil McKenzie dropping his spud in his lap.
Not easy to miss. Not easy to miss this, man. There you go.
Brendan Roberts oblivious to the antics of the commentators.
And I'll tell you what, I'm pretty sure that Billy's closing up on the back of John Boy Lee. This is going to turn into a three-way battle soon.
John Boy Lee, I would have thought, would have got back in touch with Brendan a bit quicker. Certainly, he bike punches out of there just because the weight is a bit less. And don't forget on the brakes as well, the guys that are heavier struggle to stop these R6s.
You can see it here. You can see
he's closing them right in there. You can see Brendan keeping it tight, running down the left side.
Brendan Roberts leads from John Boy Lee, from Billy McConnell, from James Rose in 4th place as we run down our order. But this is really a race that's just building towards the closing stages, really, isn't it?
15 laps on road tyres is a long way to go. I'm sure Neil knows these bikes with these sort of tyres on it. Towards the end of the race, it's going to be sliding around it every which way.
Certainly with these track temperatures, they're on D28 Dunlop GPs, which are the sticky tyres that you would use at a track day if you were doing a track day on your road bike. They have got good grip. Lap times will be quicker than a standard tyre, but the downside to that is they will tear up. The track temperature at the moment, 45 degrees, maybe a little bit more, and the rear tyres on these bikes are definitely going to chew up.
Well, the fastest lap so far is Brendan on a 1:12.2, which compares to, I think, Paul Thomas an 11.9 of Tommy Bridewell. I'm pretty sure that they won't go as quick as that.
Brendan's made it. He lost the front there. He definitely had the moment. Very close. He definitely had a moment there. That Sears gone on to back straight mid-corner, and that's opened it wide up. You can see Bill McConnell there.
He won't ask for an invitation, will he? Straight through the gate crasher that he is, Billy McConnell. He's through as well. Brendan Roberts slips back to 3rd place now. John Boy Lee leads.
That's why we like the R6 Cup. It's never over.
You never know what's going to happen. That's quite unusual for Brendan. He's usually really smooth.
He did make a mistake at Croft that cost him dearly.
Yeah, so did a few of us.
Billy McConnell was making good progress there, so Billy McConnell now in second, number 42, Brendan Roberts in third. Both these guys now chasing after John Boy Lee. Brendan's going to try his out-braking manoeuvre in there, didn't quite work. That lap he should just settle down, regather his thoughts, regroup, follow Billy McConnell for a couple of laps, because Billy McConnell, I'm pretty sure, will take him on to the back of John Boy Lee.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? That John Boy Lee doesn't get any kind of gap on the two Australians behind. Long way back to James Rose now on bike 42. In fact, it's Whitman now who's come through on bike 51 up into that place, so 51.
There goes Brendan into Sears. I hope he doesn't lose the front this lap.
Pulled it down neatly.
It would have been a smart move, really, just to sit tight, sit behind Billy McConnell and get a slipstream along this back straight, because that's exactly what Billy McConnell is going to do to him. He's going to follow him around. Brendan will keep it tight to the left here, quite defensive riding, but Billy McConnell's down the inside.
Through the S's, down towards the bomb hole. This is the battle for second place. Billy McConnell versus Brendan Roberts. Brendan Roberts, he's got good exit there out of the bomb hole. Really looks quick going into Coram Curve.
Brendan's going to have a look down the inside here.
Brendan.
He really should sit tight, let Billy McConnell try and get in the back of John Boy Lee, and then maybe make some moves.
And if you can follow Billy round, let Billy do the hard work and maybe save his tyre for a bit towards the end of the race, because before everything happened and John Boy went through, I think he was struggling out of the three to keep the pace.
Easy for us to sit here.
Well, yeah, it's easy for me to say when I'm sat here in the commentary box.
Through Riches, up towards Sears now, and this is the point where McConnell and Roberts, they really are in a big scrabble to get through there as quick as they can and out onto the Revit straight, trying to get some kind of slipstream. And Brendan Roberts, he ain't going to find any back there, is he?
No.
He certainly is. John Boy Lee on 1:12.6 in that last lap, and Billy McConnell and Brendan Roberts on a 1:12.8, so a couple of tenths slower. But that could be because they're messing each other up, they're costing each other time at the moment.
Brendan's tripping himself up, looking for every which way past Billy instead of just sitting tight.
Although they do come close down through the S's towards John Boy Lee. Certainly this looks like the best part of the track as far as
They are
the
stronger
Australians
there,
are concerned.
they're definitely stronger there.
Brendan Roberts has the fastest lap of the race. That was on lap 2, 1:12.28.
And this is a good part of the track for Brendan.
Here he goes. Ooh, not close enough.
You get from the exit of the bomb hole through Coram and then down to the chicane. Brendan's really strong.
Yeah. He should see that Billy is making inroads into John Boy Lee. It would be smart to sit there. Only half race distance, 8 laps out of 15.
Come on, Neil, you know what us young R6 riders are like. We don't think about things like that.
When I was between 16 and 22, I ain't got a clue. Just ride your bike as fast as you can, see where you end up when the checkered flag comes out.
Yeah, and I remember a few of where you ended up as well, I have to say. LCs. King of the LCs, Mr. Mackenzie.
Just looking on the timing screens, I mean, we've got a good race for the podium position, but it's so close behind. I mean, 4th, 5th and 6th.
Yeah, they've been swapping positions all the way. Adam Jenkinson's been moving up slowly but surely. He had a lowly start, and he's up now into 5th place behind Whitman. James Rhodes has slipped from what, 2nd or 3rd place?
Those
right
three are
down.
covered by 0.4 of a second.
Which is an eternity in R6.
Well, yeah.
Anything can happen. But it's not at the front yet. John Boy Lee, well, he's found a bit of composure, really, hasn't he? He's put together some good, consistent laps, and it's not really given Billy McConnell much of an opportunity. Try as he might, he's just about bridging the gap now up to the race leader. Brendan Roberts has been interfering with Billy McConnell for a lap or two. Now that he's stopped that particular manoeuvre, it's given McConnell the opportunity, hasn't it?
Billy McConnell making inroads now. John Boyle, fantastic little rider from Cannock in the Midlands. Big talent, did a season in 125s a couple of years ago, did the R6 Cup last year, but this year really stamping his authority and showing the talent, the potential that's there.
Billy
McConnell
really
wide at Sears.
He was so hard on the front tyre then. He did well to hold that.
Do the front tyres give you much grief? I know the rear start moving around when they get a bit of tension, and the front pretty consistent, or is it moving around?
They stay consistent. The main problem with the R6 is the rear tyre. You're asking for a lot on the gas, and you don't tend to push the front much. You tend to either have grip or be on your rear.
Yeah, well, it looks like Billy McConnell and Brendan Roberts are both front-end riders. They're heavier riders, and they're pushing the front quite hard. And both of these guys, both Australians, having moments pushing the front at Sears.
This could come down to what you said right at the beginning, Michael, is the fact that a lightweight rider working the bike just a little bit less over a longer distance might well give John Boy Lee just a bit of an advantage.
Well, that's it. These two Australians, they're having to push really hard, use a lot of the tyres trying to catch John Boy Lee, and John Boy Lee's just keeping things consistent. Yeah, Billy McConnell actually 0.2 of a second quicker on that last lap.
This is where John Boy Lee will really find that lightweight to help him up that hill, over the start and finish.
Because it's hard to see on the TV, but as you know, especially you, Neil, it is quite a steep climb, especially out of the chicane.
It's a long drag, looks flat, it is a long drag.
It's not flat at all, and especially on these R6, getting your drive out the corners is so important because everyone's on exactly the same bikes.
Tell me, do the riders ever think some of the bikes are faster than the others? Are there any claims? Does anyone think they've got faster bike or slower bike?
You're trying to get me in trouble here, mate.
Almost for sure, aren't we?
Yeah,
well, I would be if I was getting beat.
When you're struggling, your bike's the slowest, but when you're doing really well, your bike feels great. But to be honest, no. Obviously, bikes come out of the factory with maybe 1 or 2 brake horsepower, but someone will have a bike with 1 less brake horsepower, someone else will have brakes they feel are slightly better. So there's no advantage with the bikes, as long as you don't bend them too badly when you crash them.
In the Virgin Mobile camp, I know you're all quite young guys, been 16, 22. Any tantrums, any toys out the pram, any tantrums in there?
There will be in a minute, I reckon.
I was going to say, Billy McConnell nearly threw something out of somewhere. That was a...
But again, even though he was all over John Boy Lee in the chicane, up the hill, across the front here where we're looking from, really John Boy Lee just fired that R6 up the hill. Look at the gap he's pulled on him.
He's keeping it really smooth as well. But going back to your question here, all the lads get on really well. There's obviously, if you have a coming together on the track, there's a bit of animosity, but usually you forgot that by the next practice session.
Tommy Bridewell again, he got back on and he fell off again at exactly the same corner. Rich's corner, Tommy Bridewell, twice in one race. Not quite a record in R6 Cup racing.
I seriously doubt it.
This is what we want to see, a race at the front. Billy McConnell, sponsored, employed, and housed by Tamworth Yamaha. Solish Yamaha dealer up there, obviously.
Well, that's not far from you then, by the sound of all of it.
Yeah. Any deals? Any deals going?
Thought you'd already had one. Look at this. This is where it gets a bit hectic.
Nightmare in R6.
Yeah, but caught him just right.
Looks like Brendan Roberts, the guy who's going to lose out of that.
He's going to lose out. To be fair, I think Brendan's
settle for third.
Yeah, he won't. No one in the R6 Cup settles for anything, but I think I can't help but feel that his tyre might have gone away from him a bit.
Well, he's been using it hard.
Oh yeah, he'll have been pushing so hard to keep with these guys.
And these 3 guys at the front, very young very mature riders, and like you say, maybe not settling for anything, but just trying to bring it home as fast as possible.
I rode with Billy a lot on, as you know, he was sponsored by the Astro Van Centre when Billy was with them at the start of the year, and we did a lot of riding together, and he is a class rider. He is a hard, tough rider, but so smooth, and he's quite calm-headed as well.
He looked to me like he's just suffering from a bit of frustration at Sears. He was very quick on the way in, but he's quick on the way off the Revit straight. That's a brave move round the outside. He's gone wide, but I think he's going to hold on to it.
Not many people do that.
He pulled it off. That was very impressive.
Do you know what?
See his gap.
I was about to say it. Into Sears, he was quick. Out of Sears, he was a little bit slow, but he caught the slipstream perfectly. That was a class move. I'll tell you what, he ran over the curb then, coming out the bomb hole.
That would have been the right move on the last lap, but I can't help thinking that John Boy Lee's going to be able to get in his slipstream and make some inroads on the straights.
Well, let's see how quick John Boy Lee is now. Out of Russell chicane, up the hill. It's only a slight incline, but it is relentless.
Yeah, well, I still can't believe he passed him around the outside down at the end of the straight.
That was a brave move.
Look how far back he was when he started the move.
That's a long way round, and suddenly you're at that next right-hander. You really have to stop it, get it turned in.
John Boy wouldn't have had a clue that was coming, I'm sure.
Well, we will have taught him that he was a little bit slack in the first part of the S's.
This is where John Boy Lee will be strong, but he really needs to get over, get his slipstream, and then he'll get that slingshot. He'll be pulled up to the back of that bike.
Oh, yeah, but saying what you're saying, we're going to get to the end here, and this is where particularly Billy McConnell, as we saw a moment ago, is unbelievable.
Surely he can't do it again.
He's going again.
Unbelievable. He's had to go back, surely. No, he hasn't. He managed to pull it down.
Oh, he needs to save that for the last lap.
Incredible stuff. Billy McConnell on the Animal and Dunlop backed.
He's going to have to do it in the last lap if that happens again. We're just about coming up to the last lap.
I did say he is a hard rider. He doesn't mind putting passes on you, sticking underneath you.
But while they're fiddling away here, these two at the front, look who's honed back in for a bit of a go at it.
Larkin in the background, the other Aussie, Brendan Roberts, number 42. Billy McConnell, you've got to say, qualified in the second row, but he doesn't get stressed. He couldn't understand why he was in the second row, but he just takes things nice and calm.
Whoa, nicely done, John Boy.
Yeah, we said he got a good job at that straight.
He's out a bit wide though.
Shenanigans here. Could be a picking up the pieces job for Brendan Roberts.
I was going to say,
go on, lads.
Brendan Roberts.
Brendan.
There he goes. Fastest lap of the race went to Brendan Roberts, but he's out at Sears corner.
We were saying about the front tyres, weren't we?
I think Brendan was maybe thinking, could maybe just get a bit of the action here. But
if I can get a little bit closer, maybe.
It's always the way, isn't it?
James Rose could still win this year.
Here we go, Billy McConnell, his favourite pass.
Has he done it? He's done it. Yeah, but look at that. He learned everything there because John Boy Lee learned that he had to pull it back in and cut back, and he cut back perfectly. That is a great and intelligent move from John Boy Lee. He knew exactly what Billy McConnell had done 2 times before, and he wasn't going to. He messed about with that again. So Billy McConnell has been out-thought in the Virgin Mobile Cup by John Boy Lee. Superb.
Really clever.
Well, I think Billy McConnell really showed John Boy Lee what he was going to do, and John Boy Lee had it covered.
Checker flag then for John Boy Lee. Fastest lap went to Brendan Roberts, but he was on his ear at Sears. Billy McConnell. Yeah, I think he's pretty happy with that.
He'll be happy when he knows one of his main rivals went down in the last lap.
The opportunity to leap right up the order. Now let's have a look what happened after Brendan Roberts went down. Obviously on the starter button trying to restart. Oh yeah, dear me, someone fell down, and that's 51. Who's 51? That is Matthew Whitman. Now Matthew Whitman was riding right up there at one point. Where is Matt Whitman? Ended up John Boy Lee by half a second from Billy McConnell. James Rose in the end up and down the leaderboard like a yo-yo. He will be on the podium there in 3rd place. Good points for him. Adam Jenkinson likewise, not a particularly good start, but slowly but surely made his way up the leaderboard to 4th place. Connor Cummings in 5th. Alex Jenkins, Ross Walter and Craig